So this video is about how to build APIs using Amazon services like API Gateway and Lambda. So what is an API? In a simple terms, API is nothing but it's an interface between client and the server, where a client provides a request to the API and the API forwards the request to the server and get back the result, and the results are shown back to the user. So in a high level, this is what an API does. So now we are going to try and build our own APIs using API Gateway and Lambda in AWS. So what is an API Gateway? API Gateway, so this is a documentation that is provided by Amazon. We can go through that. So API Gateway is nothing but it's a service provided by AWS, which enables developers to publish and create APIs. And yes, there are other sources of creating API, like you can use Flask from Python and etc. But the best thing about the API Gateway is it is highly scalable and it is highly available, and also it has a vast scope of integrating with other services like Lambda and SageMaker, etc. Apart from that, we also have a Lambda, which is a compute service which you're going to use here. It is a serverless service, and that, unlike other services like EC2, where you have to pay for the entire duration in which the service was active, here in Lambda you have to pay only for the time where the code actually runs. Let's say if you are running code for only 500 milliseconds, you are only going to be billed for that duration itself. Apart from that, Lambda is highly scalable. You can throw thousands of requests at it every second, but it performs very well. That's why Lambda is going to be used as a backend for our API. We are going to jump right into the console and start building our API. So this is our Amazon management console. Let me just can search for the service which you are going to use. So let me go to the API Gateway. So this is the interface which you are going to be visiting. On that, we are just going to create a new REST API. Click OK, and you have to select which type of API that you want. Right now, I'm going to create a REST API, so I'm choosing REST. And Amazon also has some pre-defined examples, but for us, we are going to write our API from the scratch. Okay, and coming to the naming and all, just give us some meaningful name. The name of my API would be API for demo, and the description is something, and endpoint is of three types. One is regional, edge optimized, and private. For this purpose, let's keep it regional, because see, the main difference between regional and private is that private cannot be accessed by everyone. Private can only be accessed by people who are in the VPC. VPC is a virtual private cloud. Regarding these terms, we're going to talk in a further videos. And regional can be accessed by everyone in this region, because our API is going to be deployed in our region, right? And coming to edge optimize, it is regarding cloud front end, where we are distribute our services. Right now, just go with regional. And once you click create API, this is the interface that you are going to be created. Here you can create resources and methods. For demo purpose, let's create a method called as greeting, where whenever a user makes a request to this API, then we are going to send him a nice hello message. So we're going to create a resource, and the path would be greeting. So automatically the path is created from the name itself, and create a resource. So once the resource is created, we are going to create a method in that. So in our case, it will be a get method, because whenever a get request is made, then we are going to make a greeting to the user. For the time being, just keep it as integration type as mock, because let's just work on the architecture rather than integration. After the completing a Lambda function, then we are going to come back here and complete the integration. So once you hit the save, you will be taken to the architecture itself. Yeah, this is the architecture, where client makes a request to the API, and it goes to the integration, and the response is given back to the user. But right now we don't have anything in the integration request, right? So this is where a lambda comes in. uh, let's just quickly search for lambda. Read this UI, just give press create function and give a name to your function, lambda for demo, and the runtime would be, I'm going to select Python. And so yeah, the our lambda function has been built successfully. So let me just walk you through the UI here. So the top phase, or the top portion, is a designer portion where you can see whatever the triggers and the destinations added to our lambda function and what are the layers. So apart from that, we have id itself. So each lambda function has a Python file called as a lambda function, in which it has a method called as lambda handler. So whenever this lambda function is invoked, it automatically, the control comes to this lambda handler function, and whatever the request that is being returned is returned as the answer of this lambda function. So the basic, the boilerplate is simply hello from lambda. For the time being, just keep it as it is and save it. So once our lambda function is ready, then we're going to go back to our API gateway, and we're going to make that integration which has been pending in the previous phase. So you can see that here the integration request is a mock, right? Now just change it to lambda function, and go for your lambda proxy integration also, and select AP South 1, because that's the region that we are in, right? The Mumbai is in AP South 1, and search for this function. Okay, it automatically pops up, lambda for demo. Go ahead and save it. Click OK. OK again. So these are the configurations, and our lambda integration is done. Now the only thing that is left is to deploy the API. Let's deploy the API, and we have to create a new stage, because it's the first time, right? So we have to create a new stage. Our stage, let's call it as a test. It is in the test state, and go ahead and deploy it. So now the API is being deployed, and this is the invoke URL. So this is our path, and copy this link address, and you can use clients like Postman and all, but I'm using directly browser itself. So when I say test script grading, that's it. See, you can see the answer. You can see the request being passed to the lambda function, and the lambda returned message called as hello from lambda. You see that if you change this, automatically the thing also modifies here. Is this is our API. This is our API URL, and whatever this slash portion is there, right? This is our resource. We can add multiple resources also, and this is our backend. So whatever code we are writing in the backend acts as our server. So for we're going to create an API such that whenever a user sends a number to our API, it's going to return the Fibonacci series of that many numbers. So you got it? Like if a user says 3, then we're going, our API should respond with the result of first 3 numbers of the Fibonacci series. So this is what you can do. I've already written the code of this Fibonacci. Let me just walk you through it. So here you are taking the input from the user, and the first 2 numbers, and we're looping through the digits, and every time we are adding the sum of 2 numbers and updating it into the answer list. And you can see that the sample input is 10. We are automatically getting a list of 10 Fibonacci elements. So this is what we are going to do. We are going to modify our API in such a way that it takes a request from the user as a query parameter, and returns us the Fibonacci series. So for that, we have to accept query parameters, right? So in lambda function, whatever the query parameters are passed using the API gateway are received into this event event variable. So we're going to create an variable called as name. Let's call it as a number, and this number is going to contain the query parameter which has been passed to the event. So event of query string parameter, and let's say the query parameter is q. So q is the query parameter that we are expecting, and we're going to simply copy this code here. Okay, let me just this loop. So yeah, we're going to have a list called as answer, which contains our Fibonacci series that is required. So let's just create a new dictionary or JSON. So we're going to call it as a data, and in data we'll have something called as input number. Input number is the number which a user has given, that is n, and data of Fibonacci series is equal to answer. So right, so our dictionary contains input and answer. We are going to simply dump this into our JSON body. So that's it. We are taking input from the user and calculating the Fibonacci and returning back to the user. Let's just save it. So now what we're going to do is like we're going to take this and pass the query parameter. So the query parameter was q, right? So for q, let's pass a value of 10. Okay, you can see that. Let me just reload it. So you can see that the input number was 10 and the Fibonacci series was given here, right? So that's it, guys. We are able to create a API by using Lambda function and API gateway, which can take input from the user, as we already spoke, and it's going to return the results. Okay, let me just quickly show you the power of Lambda function, because let's say we are asking for 20 enablements. You see that the answers are very instant. See, let's try it for 100 numbers. See, it's able to do that in seconds. Let's go step up and calculate Fibonacci for 500 numbers. You can see that the Lambda function and the API gateway are working flawlessly, and it is able to perform the calculations with ease. Let's say we're trying for 1500. 1500 is a very huge number, and oh guys, see, even the JSON is broke. Yeah, let me just reload it. So this is the result we are getting. So it's going to take a while for scrolling itself. So in this way we can easily create our own APIs using the Lambda function. So apart from that, apart from this code, you can also perform any other code. This is just a basic code which I have given as example. You can perform any other code where you can perform huge complex operations and etc. I hope this video is useful. Thank you for watching.